Hey everybody, it's your girl Claudia Jordan, and welcome to Cocktails with the Queens. And I am back with my girls, Vivica A. Fox, Lisa Ray, and Selena Johnson. And put some fire in the chat if my girls are looking on fire and super fly tonight. Go ahead, let me see them fly.
Something in the chat if you think we're doing all that.
Oh, boom, bars.
Bag of chips.
Y'all look good. Now, tonight, of course, we are dishing about everything that's trending in the news and in the world of social media. And later on the show, we're kicking off Women's History Month with a cast member from OWN's hit show, Ladies Who List Atlanta, Cristyl Kimbrough. So definitely stick around for that. Ladies, let's get into it. How was your weekend and what are y'all drinking?
Let's get into it, yo. Okay, you know what? I have in my teacup some coconut water because I need to hydrate. Hydrate the skin. You know what I mean? So, I'm doing a little coconut water.
Did you have a crazy weekend or something? Or was it a little extra?
I just came off the road. I've been on the road for 3 weeks, just doing some of everything. I did the Wendy Williams show. I did my sister's wedding. I did a movie in Canada. So I've been all over the place, and I will be someplace next weekend because I start directing a film. So,
all right. Well, you look good. You look great. I love that hair.
She looks like she's back.
Oh, say it again. Yes.
Back.
Oh, very nice. The queens are booked and busy. Selena, what you drinking on tonight, sis?
Well, I am, I'm doing my Lisa Ray thing tonight. I have actual tea.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm actually down to the tea, my little monogram cup. Just didn't feel like drinking liquor.
That's okay.
Just wanted to have some tea tonight,
Yeah.
Well, you look cute. I like your hair.
Thanks.
Even 1940s glam, kind of a little bit.
It's
I
giving
love
a little bit of I'm a bang girl. I like a good bang every now and then, so.
I love the red lip on you. It looks really pretty, Selena.
Pretty.
Thank you. I got this from Smashbox, girl.
Okay.
Looks
They
good.
have we got a good old red stain down there. So does Dior. I got one of those today too. So
Very nice.
I went a little makeup shopping today, and I just did self-care on the weekend. That's
for
my thing.
You.
Self-care is a beautiful thing. Well, I am here in NYC, y'all. That's why, I have my, little background thing going on. So it's some good hotel curtains.
What you sipping on? What they got in that room?
Well, I usually do Pinot Noir, but now I have a little Chardonnay. So cheers, darling.
Okay.
Chardonnay. And yourself, Claudia?
I've been so busy because it's the last 2 weeks for this play. And then I have to go to Atlanta, work on this on 10, Vivica. I got added to that. And I know you're on that on 10 as well.
Oh, good. You're doing a cameo in there too?
Yeah, I got something tomorrow. But in the middle of trying to produce this play and, last minute stuff, if people want to change flights and do this. And I've been, go ahead and look at flights real quick and see what them prices is doing right now. I'm just take a look when you get a chance and see what a one-way ticket first class is doing. It is.
I know, but everything is skyrocketing.
Crazy.
Right now. I mean, it's unfortunate that inflation has just kicked in on everything,
And these gas prices, they trying to charge $5, $7.
That's not even thought about gas.
Oh, LA is a fool.
Almost
the
$6.
gas prices in LA is a fool.
So on that note, I'm drinking some Simply Lemonade and some Tito's. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I need to drink my sorrows away.
Okay.
That didn't even look clear. Looks like it was hypnotic,
Okay.
Oh my God,
pretend it is.
hypnotic from back in the day.
Right?
Oh, real quick, the chat, I asked for fire if they thought we look good. It's all fire.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna get to the topics. We got it. Okay, it's Women's History Month. And this month is all about celebrating the vital role that women have made in American history. So let's talk about the importance of this month and who are the powerful women who've impacted your life. Ladies, whoever wants to go first, let's talk about it.
I think that it's every woman that got some sense.
Okay.
Because it's not easy being a woman because we're mothers, we're aunties, we're cousins, we're godmothers, grandparents. And, we fulfill so many roles as cooks and professionals, and the dynamic of what we do to stay fit and with hormonal imbalance and mental illness and, your cycle going up and down. And then, emotions is like a roller coaster. We deal with a lot. We're trying to go to sleep like this so we can wake up like this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I say that I get encouraged by every woman that's doing something, you know what I mean? That's smart and ambitious and has her family going on. I can get a little, and when I say this, follow me. I can get a little jealous. You know how you see a little couple and you go, oh, I want that. I wish that was me. What they got, I need that. You know what I mean? So I get inspired by everybody that I see because I find beauty in everything that I see.
Okay. All right. Vivica, what does Women's History Month mean to you?
Women's History Month means to me a celebration of girl power in full effect. I'm glad now we almost got like 2 months in a row. We went from Black History Month to now Women's. So we getting there, y'all, on the month count, okay? But okay. Brothers and sisters like, oh, y'all just gonna give us 1 month. But look, now we went from Black History Month to Women's History Month. And I'll piggyback off of Lisa Ray. I'm inspired by women who are doing things, but I'm also inspired by the women who keep the family together. So I want to send a special shout out to my big sister, Shuggy Fox.
Hey, Shug!
Yeah, who's the glue that holds our family together. She makes sure that my mother, who is getting a little bit elderly, that we keep her at home and we love her because she was a matriarch of our family and sacrificed so much for us. So shout out to my sister Shuggy and to all women that are doing things. Keep on doing it, y'all.
That's right. Okay. Selena, what does Women's History Month mean to you?
I mean, the two of them really just covered the gamut. I have to, again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I am piggybacking off of the both of them, all women who are doing great things, you're inspired by that. But, if I had to just pick something about the month, like Women's Month, I'm inspired by our resilience. You know what I'm saying? Like we always talk about how women go through so much and, how much they endure and how much they got to be the backbone and the back this and in the background all the time. They're enduring so much, but we just keep doing it, y'all. We just keep doing it. We keep winning. We keep enduring. And we're just extremely resilient. So I'm inspired by that. It makes you proud to be a woman, that you can accomplish so many, that we can multitask so well.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We can juggle the people real good.
And I'm going to go ahead. We just going to be a whole piggybacking tribe tonight.
Okay.
Vivica piggyback off of Lisa Ray, Selena piggyback off of Vivica. I'm going to piggyback off of all of y'all.
Okay.
About someone that I piggybacked off of is my mom, and I'm going to say, I could say a celebrity that I don't really know, but my mother, to leave her country and to really put her kids first throughout our entire life. I don't remember my mom ever splurging on herself, and she's still doing it to this day. Like she's a great mom, a great grandmother. And one thing about a lot of women, not just my mom, the fact that we continue to stay optimistic and nurturing to others when they don't want to pay us the same, they don't want to treat us the same, we don't get the same, and we still have to stay graceful and beautiful. And if we don't, we're a bitch. And, there's a lot on us and we still make it happen. So shout out to all the women that are working against all the obstacles, that have no help and still do it and keep a pleasant demeanor about themselves when they really have every reason not to with this world, So I just want to shout out all the women out there, moms, not moms, working mothers, moms that are not people that are not working. You all matter. And we salute you all. So
absolutely.
Yes. All right, y'all. Well, speaking of women doing amazing things, Sherri Shepherd said she would love to have Wendy Williams on as a guest on her new talk show this fall. Now, Sherri said, I'm thankful because if it wasn't for Wendy, the eyes wouldn't have been on me. I'm so thankful to her. We are all praying for her. Now, we love to see women supporting other women. Are you excited to see what Sherri will bring to her new show this fall?
Yes, I think she's absolutely right in paying homage to Wendy because that's what we need to do for people that have been there before us. And Sherri has been doing this for a very long time. So she's in her element, and it's also in her smile. She has such a great smile and presence. She's the girl next door. She's the fun girl. And especially, honey, since she done lost all that weight and her girls, she is like, honey, I am a different person now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so I love the fact that she's educated. I love the fact that she's a mother. I love the fact that she has some experience to bring to the talk show. She's not really a drama girl. You know what I mean? She's not a messy woman. You know what I mean? So you said what, Viv?
a mean girl.
Yeah, and so it's going to be refreshing that she's taken the platform from Wendy Williams, and then she's going to carve out her own and make it her own because they believed in her, because after all, she has the Sherri Shepherd show. So congratulations to you, Sherri.
Okay. Selena, what do you think?
I love that she wants to have Wendy on, because I feel like we have not heard from her. You know what I'm saying? In the way that we would love to know how she's feeling. And it would be great to see the two of them come together in agreement on this. Cause I think I read somewhere, I don't know, Claudia, if correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. I think I heard somewhere that Wendy was excited for Sherri, you know what I'm saying? And that she was like, she was kind of encouraging of the situation, that it wasn't like a shade, she took my job situation. So I would love to see the two women come together. I think it is extremely important for the world to see Black women come together and work together against all odds, because they really want us to see us now. They really want us to not work together. They really want us to fight and be catty. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see that. And she also mentioned that she wanted Oprah Winfrey and a lot of other, powerful Black people on her show. And I hope that they comply, because that's going to bring eyes to her show, and that's going to help push her. So I would love to see Wendy on the show. That would be awesome.
It would be huge, because everyone else is speaking for Wendy except Wendy. And we're just here to speculate and not know about Wendy's blessings. And I think it would just take the cloud off of all this and make it like, okay, not that it's not, but I think it would help. It would help both ladies, I think. Vivica, what do you think about this?
First of all, congratulations to Sherri Shepherd. You have absolutely paid your dues. And I mean, here's a woman that, she's done it all. She's done The View. She's done This Nation. She's done a lot of things. So now that she can have a show that she can say, I got the Sherri Shepherd show, I think it's just amazing. And I'm glad that, it wasn't like, yep, I took Wendy's spot, and she was arrogant about it. She was very gracious and was like, hey, if you want to come to a safe spot, safe place, know that you can come here.
I agree. And congratulations. I want to piggyback. We're going to piggyback this whole show.
It's so many piggybacks.
Congratulations, Sherri Shepherd. You have definitely, you put in the work. You have absolutely put in the work. And Kia S says, Sherri is so humble. Sherri has done a lot of work, and it's nice to see people get their just due. So congratulations once again, another Black woman on Talk. And someone in the chat said it would be nice if Sherri had a segment with Sherri and the Queens. And
okay. We would go there. Because we trying to get out of this little computer and have us a TV. Just want to say it.
We can throw it on out there. What's up, Sherri? Go, hey, girl, hey.
Okay.
I would love to see y'all all in person, us all in the same room.
I know.
It's been so long.
All right, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
I know, I'm kind of used to getting dressed from the waist up now. You know what I mean?
I know, girl.
Oh, come on.
Bottoms. Yes.
I'll be in some Walmart leggings and sitting Indian style with some socks on, black socks. I look crazy. All right, y'all. Listen, we are going to take a quick commercial break, but in the spirit of Women's History Month, we're going to have a nice, great conversation with one of the cast members of Ladies Who List Atlanta, Kim Kimbrough. We're going to be back with that right after this quick break. We'll be right back. We are back with Cocktails with the Queens. Now, tonight we're kicking off Women's History Month with one of the cast members from OWN's reality show, Ladies Who List Atlanta. But before we talk to this queen, let's take a look at a clip from our show.
We are bad women. We give our all in our businesses.
And we look good doing this. You ain't bringing me. My client is an actress. She's gonna like a modern home. How are you always pulling this off?
Black girl magic.
Can you run a business with these ladies? You don't play in the sandbox very well. Your trigger.
Stop saying that.
I'm done with you. The sky is the limit.
Please welcome real estate attorney, Cristyl Kimbrough. Hey, Cristyl.
Hi, ladies.
Miss Attorney. Okay.
That show looks it looks awesome. Now,
as you may think, though.
It looks really good, and those homes are giving. Now, thanks for joining us. Now, we're going to ask you out the gate because it is Women's History Month. What does Women's History Month mean to you?
So Women's History Month means to me actually everything that it means to me every other month. I'm a girl's girl. I was raised by nothing but strong women. And so to me, it's just a continuation of what I do throughout the year, which is support women, clap them when they deserve to be clapped, and celebrate each other, not for any particular reason, but just because.
That makes
Well,
sense.
you know, we
I
also
love
have
the just because celebrations.
I know that's right. We also have to celebrate something that is not just because, I'm certain took a lot of groundwork, and that is that you started the oldest Black female owned law firm in Atlanta, one of the oldest Black female law firms in Atlanta. And I know that couldn't have been easy. So talk to us about some of the roadblocks that you experienced in creating your own Black owned law firm.
Well, first of all, I just want to acknowledge how excited and a little nervous I am to be here. You women have paved the way for me. And now I'm in this whole entertainment industry, which I never anticipated. And I just appreciate all of your individual strength in getting to where I am. And I forgot what you asked about my law firm.
Girl, I just wanted to know, how hard was it? You know, well, it had to be hard building something of your own like this, something this big. And, you know, so what were some of the roadblocks that you experienced?
Well, you know, Selena, only 1% of attorneys are Black women. But what's allowed me to excel is not knowing that statistic when I first started. I wasn't so concentrated on the hurdles, right? When I went to the State Bar of Georgia events, which is the events that are for the attorneys, everyone there was like, oh my gosh, you started your own law practice. And then in real estate, how brave of you. And I didn't really understand what they meant. But fast forward now, 9 years later, I understand why they said I was brave. But I didn't know of all the hurdles because I didn't care to do the research on why I couldn't. I focused on why I could. And because I focused on why I could, I've been able to have my blockers on and get to the point where now my firm is staffed with people who look like me and staffed with opportunity and helping people and real estate agents achieve their home ownership goals.
I know that's right. Okay.
Now, Cristyl, you are one of the stars of the Atlanta show there, Atlanta Listings. And after your reunion show, and I've got to read this quote so that I can get it correctly because I don't want to misquote you. You said, "My family history is rich with greatness, and I'm very sure of who I am. So because of that, my opportunities are endless. I hate that the show didn't show that I live abundantly." What do you mean by that post?
Vivica, you know, just like when I started my firm, when I started and agreed to do this reality show, I kind of approached it in what I know now in a naive way. My family is full of achievers. My grandmother sued, and this is my grandmother, not my mother. She sued the US government for discrimination and won back then in the 80s. My aunt, she traveled to Jerusalem for a year to research a novel that she was writing, and she was writing on the Book of Joseph. My dad, he invested in the stock market before Apple was Apple. And now he's retired early and he's single and cute.
Wait, he got Apple stock before Apple's Apple?
Before Apple was Apple.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, Dad. KJ, look away. Hey, Dad.
So, you know, he would be a little older for you ladies, but, you know, we're not opposed to that. But anyways, I come from a very strong foundation, and that's really solidified who I am as a person. So when I approached this, you know, reality show, I took for granted what other people's, you know, hangups may be or perceptions may be. I approached it with bushy-tailed and bright-eyed, and it wasn't that.
Can I just do a sidebar real quick? How old is your daddy?
How old is my daddy? He's 60 something.
That's
Well, that ain't girl.
That's
Look,
young.
right.
But he
me.
looks more like he's maybe 53, 54.
Oh, snap. We got to get a headshot of him a little bit later to find out. Really?
You can see.
So could you have Vivica Fox as your stepmama?
You know, I'm trying to date older.
A little young for my stepmother.
Trying to date older. I am, y'all. So.
Well, listen, I know that, when you do reality TV, you don't really know what to expect because sometimes you don't even know how they're going to edit the show, what's going to make the cut, how they're going to showcase you and all of that. But one thing that is a possibility that I heard you say on your show, you have been very open about the possibility of joining a polyamorous relationship. So tell us more about that.
Who told you that?
That's what I heard. That's what they said. So tell us and set the record.
People said.
Okay, so here's the thing. I am unmarried, okay? I'm unmarried. And there's a guy that I've known for a long time, since middle school, actually. He was my middle school boyfriend. I don't know if that counts or not, but he was my middle school boyfriend. Fast forward, he is polyamorous. I am not. Okay. I am very clear that I do not share my penis. My penis is my penis. And that is that. However, it doesn't stop me from, exploring what other people may be into. Like for instance, I've went to another religion's service, church service before. It doesn't mean that I'm going to convert.
So what are you saying? That you've tried?
Right, okay, Lisa Ray. I was like, that girlfriend, you danced all the way around that to come back to say.
She got the right one right here. What does that mean? Did you dabble or you didn't?
No, I did not dabble. I went, I saw, I left. Alone.
It just means that just because he polyamorous, that's on him. She just went on and got it in, just knowing that that's not hers. Okay.
Got it in, because that sounds suggestive.
Exactly. I was going to say that too. That was like you took a sip instead of just looking and observing and saying, not for me. That's what happened.
You didn't get it in. You just looked in the window.
Did not get it in any form or facet. It was
okay. You just window shop. Okay, you just window shop.
It wasn't even window shopping. I was just there. You can't even call it a party. It was a cookout.
Okay, you just was in the place of polyamorous people.
Exactly.
So is he out the window? Is he out the picture now, totally, or may you circle back?
Listen, I am very clear. I am manifesting a husband, and I'm a manifesting.
Amen.
Man. Okay,
I know that's right.
Very clear. A monogamous man.
Well, judging from your lineage and how your grandma, you and y'all have just overcome odds, I think you're gonna manifest and have whatever it is that you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just from what you told us about your family, it seems like y'all get what you want. So we are not worried about that. You're gonna get what you want.
Yeah. And if I'm being honest, when I was younger, I was unsure about how to tell my story. Because I think in the Black culture, we're so used to telling the story of rags to riches. And it's not yet accepted to tell the story of middle class to more than middle class. And so I felt like I didn't have a personal statement because of that. Mm-hmm. But a part of our Black history and a part of our Black culture is this and that. And I'm not apologetic. I'm not going to apologize. I didn't have two parents growing up. I had three. I had a stepdad, a dad, and a mother. And they all have been very supportive, which have contributed to me just being very confident and secure in who I am. And now look who I'm being interviewed by.
You know what? I'm here for it because I'm so sick of the one narrative, the downtrodden. I grew up in the struggle. Like there's different levels. We come in so many different shades and it's not just one story. Some people grew up with a daddy that invested in Apple. That might be Vivica Fox's husband. I'm just saying. And some people did not. And there's nothing wrong with it. And we are here for there's no rags, riches to more riches story. That's what you are. You riches to more riches. Cristyl, we want to thank you for joining us. And you are a very interesting woman. I definitely enjoyed meeting you. Ladies, did you enjoy her? She's pretty cool.
Yes. I like confidence. Come on.
Cristyl, thank you so much. And happy Women's History Month. We will definitely be watching for more of you. And congratulations on your law firm. 1% is not enough. Ladies, follow in her footsteps and support this lady. You need a real estate attorney? Crystyl's your girl. All right.
No,
Not
that's
just
right.
Georgia, but the southeastern region, because I'm
I stand
excited.
the Southeast region. I stand corrected.
Okay.
Check her out. Thank you so much, Cristyl. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more cocktails. Welcome back to Cocktails with the Queens, and shout out to Cristyl Kimbrough. She seems like she's very confident, and I am here for it. So congratulations in all you do. All right, ladies, we have reached the part of the show where we talk about our relationships, the challenges we have faced in our lives, and how we overcame them. Welcome to our queendom. All right, ladies, let's face it. Success doesn't come without overcoming obstacles. And because it's Women's History Month, tonight we're talking about the importance of embracing the obstacles that have helped us reach pivotal moments in our lives. Selena, let's start with you. What was your biggest obstacle you had to overcome to reach this point in your life?
Oh my God. You gonna pick me first like that? And I ain't even thought real good.
Yep, pop quiz.
For you, my biggest obstacle, abandonment. Now, I did not know that was an obstacle that I overcame until I realized I was abandoned. And when I say that, I mean, from a very young age, I signed to Jive Records, which was my first huge record label. You know, it was my first national my recording contract. I was 21 years old. And I went into the game alone. You know, I wasn't really on the road with my parents. I was only 21 years old. My dad was an entertainer, and he didn't really go with me doing anything. We were at odds a lot of the time. So I really weathered an entertainment industry alone. So I feel like that's probably the biggest thing that I've been having, that I did, because I'm still here to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I have longevity because I've been able to overcome emotional and mental and physical obstacles that I did not have control over. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that, just being able to overcome things I did not have control over and still have longevity in this business.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us. I think a lot of people have that and they don't say it, they don't verbalize it as well as you just did. Vivica, yeah, you're welcome. Vivica, how about you? Biggest obstacle?
I would say kind of learning to get out of my own way.
Oh my God, I was gonna say the same exact thing. So speak for both of us, sis.
Piggybacking off of each other. Then me and Lisa Ray have those very strong, driven personalities that sometimes you have to learn when less is more, and when to embrace your strength and manipulate your strength to win. That's a hard lesson to learn if you're a strong woman. And, I just believe like us, we like from the Midwest, like you bet not try to, instead of learning, yep, you too, Selena, it's like I'm piggyback with that too. So learning a little bit less is more. And then also my biggest obstacle was learning to be okay with me, to be comfortable in my own skin, and not having to always be perfect, because I was always, since I, have been acting for such a long time and the business has changed so much that there was a time that it was like everything had to be perfect. So getting out of my own way and realizing that I don't have to be perfect, that it's okay to be in my own skin and be natural. My godchildren took me to a wonderful, happy place of just being good old Angie Fox from 38th and Emerson. And that took a long, long time for me to learn and embrace.
Thank you for being vulnerable with that. And Lisa Ray, you're next.
I don't have to say anything because she spoke for the both of us.
Midwest, West.
I'm gonna say I wish I had some of those issues because I feel like I have the opposite. I wish I had more of the confidence. I don't know. I had a lot of self-doubt. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have a lot of that positive reinforcement coming up like I wish I would have. And I wish I had that. I wish I had that, like, don't mess with me. Instead, I've let a lot of people walk all over me and get away with stuff. I'm getting it later on in life. And it's funny because you do a reality show and people think, oh, I know you're going to read someone. Yeah, but in your real life with people you actually care about, that was work. I didn't care about those people. But in real life with people that I care about, it was difficult for me to stand up for myself and to kind of like, no, you're not going to do me like that. And so I would say, yes, like a self-esteem issue, for a big time self-esteem issue for a very long time. I mean, I can mask it with jokes.
I was going to say that. Did you mask? Yeah.
Big time, mask it with jokes. And basically everybody in my family's funny like that. And I think maybe that's, that's how they just kind of cope with things. And, I just wish I can go back and tell my 20-year-old self, like, you're good enough how you are right now. You know what I mean? Like, you're fine. And I feel like there's a lot of wasted time. I mean, yeah, better late than never. But I think that, I got another, like, my last 20 years or 30 years, however long I'm going to be here, no one's getting away with that stuff. But yeah, self-esteem, I think. Okay. All right, ladies. Well, thank you so much for sharing that and having a vulnerable moment on the show. We love that. And, when we come back from commercial, we're going to get right back to being Messy Monday. So we'll be right back. Welcome back to Cocktails with the Queens. Ladies, we have to get into this story. Now, I didn't know this until recently, just hit the news. But in February, WNBA All-Star Brittany Griner was arrested at Moscow airport after customs officers found vape cartridges in her luggage. Now, the cartridges were identified as containing hash oil. And guess what? She could face up to 10 years in prison. Vivica, what are your thoughts on this story?
I'm a sponsor of the WNBA LA Sparks. Mm-hmm. So literally when this story came across my phone and someone hit me and was like, did you hear about Brittany? And I was like, what? And, to say that she was being detained, my first reaction was, what is she doing in Russia right about now? I mean, I know a lot of the WNBA players to make some of the money that they don't make in America, because we got to support the WNBA a little bit more. They go and they play overseas. They get these excellent contracts overseas. But to know that we're at war, I mean, not war, but that Russia is at war with Ukraine, she should have been out of there a long time ago. So, and then, to hear, because in America, weed is so like, you go everywhere. You go down the street, weed is like, oh, it's cool. People made a lot of money. So first of all, I didn't know it was that extensive,
right?
A crime, that 10 years. And I just think that, this should be a learning lesson to all other WNBA players that go across the waters and go and, make subsidized for their money, to that they know the rules of the country that they're going to. She might not, because in America, it's not a crime. It's not. I mean, everybody vaping, and I mean, they got commercials for it. So I just think that it's a little excessive. And I really hope that they don't use her as a pawn, that, crazy man now has got his thing like, we got one on y'all now. Y'all want her back. Right. You know what I mean?
They absolutely will make her a part of it.
And
I
just,
no, don't say that. No.
Well, we have to talk real though. We have to talk real, because we're dealing with a person that believes in total dictatorships, and he's a nutcase. So I pray for Brittany to come home. Her wife has said, thank you all for the blessings. And, I just figure out the WNBA has lent their hands with full support of this, but we need to get Brittany back ASAP. So I'm all about free Brittany.
Let me just be honest here, because I ain't gonna speak for y'all, but it's a whole lot of folks that take weed over to other countries, especially when you want to be on vacation because you want to swing high and stay low. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so
I don't know if I've quite heard that yet, but okay.
Swing high, stay low.
Yes. And this, day, and the third. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Apparently, Brittany was getting $1 million a year in Russia, which here the WNBA is paying peanuts to these women, and even the stars like Brittany. And you have to be careful when you go overseas. Like, we want to do that in the Caribbean, but I went to Bali, and then they talked about these Australians that came over there with a bunch of weed. There's certain countries in the Pacific, far off, that they have the death penalty for weed, firing squad for weed in these countries.
Well,
Go ahead,
I have a concern, and I know that it's about, viewership and people coming out to see the women in the WNBA. I know they have tons of campaigns merging with the NBA to help people come and watch the WNBA and all of that. But I can't sit here. I mean, I just don't think it's right that women in the WNBA even have to keep going overseas to supplement their income in such a way. The average woman in the NBA makes 100 and something thousand, the cap being in the $500,000, where the average NBA player, 900 something thousand to 2.6 million. That's dudes sitting on the bench.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. So you all can do better, WNBA. You have pull from the NBA. Use it as a write-off, because you all can pay these women more where they don't have to leave their families and go overseas to make supplemental income. They're getting shoe contracts. They're just as marketable as anybody else. Yep. I just don't think it's right that they're paying them so low and using viewership and butts in the seats as an excuse as to why they're not paying them. And let's just be clear, women are not getting paid the same as men all across the board.
Exactly.
All across the board.
Well, so it's not
sick of it.
And they will say, it is a business, so they do have to make their money back on TV ads and all that kind of stuff and butts in the seats. But shout out to the national soccer team, the women's soccer team,
right?
Who's been winning way more than the men's soccer team. They just won a huge lawsuit where they're going to get a whole bunch of back pay. Right. So maybe that's going to kick the door open for more sports to go ahead and follow suit and be like, yeah, we understand that the viewership isn't as high yet, but let's put some marketing dollars into it. So
how about
it is higher.
Okay,
Claudia,
exactly.
How about it?
Do the same exposure. Do the, instead of be like Mike, be like Michelle. You know what I mean?
Spend money to make money.
I think it helped when they had the little volleyball girls. They had the little panty kind of uniforms and they thick old thighs and they butt moving the way that they move. It's like, okay, well, folks, that.
You know what, Lisa Ray, in Women's History Month, we're gonna take a quick commercial break on the exploitation of our athletes.
Sale, and we got plenty of that.
You got it flaunted.
I don't know if the WNBA gonna want to be in them booty shorts like the volleyball players. They a little bit more serious.
I'm gonna tell you, honey, these new crop of girls, they be playing with their lashes on, hair,
don't they?
Did, baby hair laid down.
Don't they? And be hooping.
Busting threes. They got this one baby coming up that can slam.
Brittany Griner dunks.
One of the first, no, but they got one girl that slams like coming up.
Yeah,
Brittany was one of the one. Well, Lisa Leslie was, and then we had Candace Parker, and then Brittany too.
How about ladies? Before we go to break, ladies, be out there supporting your women's teams. Like buy tickets, even if you can't go, buy a ticket. It helps the greater good of women across the board.
Pay them more.
And then also, can I say this, because I have been a sponsor for the last 6 years, that if you cannot attend, what you can do is for your business is to do ad dollars, where they do the Vivica Fox hair collection all the time. They've got beautiful brochures. That's how you can invest in them, because ad dollars add up to help the players' salaries. So even if you can't come, invest in the WNBA, invest in women's sports. It has to start with us. Then, if you can't go, your kids can go. They're very kid friendly. There's dancing, there's fun, there's all kind of wonderful things. And it's really family friendly, because sometimes you go to them NBA games and the language that be coming off of there, you want to, oh Lord, child, don't let me hear that. But I just treated my nephew, them tickets $1,000 each.
Oh my God.
What happened to the 125, 250 grand?
Well, shout out to you, Vivica, for putting your money where your mouth is, and you actually sponsor a WNBA team. You really do. You've been very supportive for many years. All right, ladies, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more Cocktails with Queens after this. Welcome back to Cocktails with the Queens. Ladies, during a recent reunion of the Real Housewives of Miami, Larsa Pippen shut down rumors about her receiving a Brazilian butt lift and told Andy Cohen that she's never had her nose or lips done. Larsa also claimed that she's trying to imitate her best friend, Kim Kardashian. I'm sorry. Larsa also slammed claims that she's trying to imitate Kim. She's like, I'm not trying to copy Kim. What are your thoughts on her response? And do you think Andy was out of line for questioning her about her body?
Absolutely not. That was an excellent question. And Larsa, now, baby, you can say that, but you might not have got a butt lift, but I guarantee something been up in there with as far as some injections or something like that, because that ass was not homegrown, baby girl. Nope. And let's not forget, that you used to hang around the Kardashians and you slamming Kim, but quiet as a kept, you was trying to look just like her.
She says she's not trying to look like Kim Kardashian. This is how she have her nose done or her lips done. Vivica. That's how she looks.
Those lips and that ass went boop. So,
okay, but here's what has to happen though. She needs to be careful about those before and after pictures that they come up with.
Okay, say it, Lisa Ray.
I'm saying that, you know what I mean? Because they be keeping up with all of that. And so when they're gonna give you a side to side, you're gonna look dumb to dumber.
So what you're saying, Lisa Ray, is they keeping up with her booty like they keep up with the Kardashians.
Yeah. Well, she was around them.
So it's keeping up with her booty like keeping up with the Kardashians. Got it.
In today's society, where people ask each other, "Baby, where'd you get the hair? Who's your doctor?" Why lie?
It's not even taboo anymore. Like it's
Exactly.
celebrated now. It's not even a big deal. And trust me, when I finally get the nerve to put a little needle in my top lip to get this thing to be the size, so I have to keep drawing outside my line. I'm gonna say it. Yup.
Can I just say this, Claudia? They also say that it was just the way I drew on my lip liner that my lips look bigger. Okay, now, baby.
Larsa, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like if you are happy with how you look, like it's fine. You know what I mean? People do it now. It's so mainstream now. It's not even a big deal. But all right, y'all. We got to get into this story because I think we all sent this story in because we were all outraged when we saw this. There's a clip that's circulating that we can't show due to clearance purposes. This man stating that higher earning women are less attractive. Now, this man says normally successful women would say, I got a good job. I make very good money. The only thing I need now is a man. And he proceeded to say, it's like, who wants you? Once you have achieved these things, you have unfortunately disqualified yourselves. Selena, what do you think about this man? This small beta man?
I gotta go first. Oh my God. It's once again, it's quite fascinating. First of all, that's dumb. Okay. We all know that's dumb what he said. Okay. That's first. Okay. But what's interesting is the very thing that you fight against us on is the very thing that you want us to have when you get us. So you want us to not have nothing when you get us, and then you penalize us and act insecure and like a fool when we do make more money than you, and then we build ourselves up and become more. So it's really about, what do you guys want? Do you know what you want? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you want in women? Because that's actually a very contradicting statement. It sounds foolish. And any man that doesn't want a woman that's going to bring something to the table wants to control her. Yeah. Because he has fear that she will leave him. And he feels like he can keep her in a specific place if she doesn't have enough to survive on her own. And that's also stupid. She could still leave even if she doesn't have enough to survive. But that's how they think. So he's probably just a narcissist and is very, very, very insecure. And I feel very sorry for him because real men know the value in a woman that can bring something to the table. I mean, Lisa Ray talks about this all the time. Real men know this.
Lisa Ray, what are your thoughts on this? Successful women being less attractive and we're disqualified because, once we get our own, who needs us?
Yeah, I wouldn't even speak towards this because I would say, who is he? And evidently doesn't have anyone because he doesn't have. I mean, there is a ton of beautiful women that are successful. And that's what we talk about. Like, hear ye, and hey, 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 and my hat's off to them. And so to me, he does not matter at all.
At all.
At all.
In our Lisa Ray voice. I've been married for 15 years and we both had something coming to the table. So I'm unclear as to where he got his. Well, I get it. You're a narcissist. You're crazy.
Vivica, what do you think about this? I know you have something to say about this one.
Oh, darling, he is very insecure. That's what I read. Insecurity was just jumping out all over the screen. Like, ooh, you got something. Oh, I don't want to deal with you. Now, so like Selena said, I'm going to piggyback off of you and make it quick. But I will tell you who wants us.
Who?
Well, you know, I'm trying to get away from the younger ones, but the younger I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. But the younger ones be like, oh, she ain't got no problems. She got money. If she did have kids, the kids that's grown, me and her can just go have a whole bunch of fun. So how about you're unqualified to be around someone who's got it all together? So boy,
facts. You're unqualified. How about that?
I'm gonna say this about the small beta man, not alpha. You're a beta.
Okay.
You're a beta. You know those little fish, those Siamese fighting fish? They're called beta fish. You can't keep them in a jar with another fish because they're gonna attack each other. Because you ain't got nothing to live for. You probably got a very small penis. You don't bring anything to the table. Your sex stroke game is probably weak as hell, and you know you don't deserve a woman that has something because she's gonna be like, that's not cool. So you need a low self-esteem woman that needs you to get her next meal. A woman that has it going on doesn't need you. She wants you. But if you don't have anything she wants, the sex game's whack, your conversation's whack, clearly, because we saw the clip, and you scream loser. You scream loser. You can't have a successful woman. You don't like successful women because you can't have one, little peen guy.
And you're gonna say, and let's just say this, you're gonna stay stagnant in life. Because any real strong man has a strong, amazing woman standing beside him. Those are the ones that help push them to become millionaires and billionaires. So all these rich, amazing, strong men, they usually have a nice, amazing, dope, fantastic, strong woman on his arm that's helped him get to that level. So you're just going to be out here bad by yourself, staying the same.
You know what's sad though, ladies? What's sad is, okay, we attack, I went for him. I came for him, right? He's actually not alone though. There are a lot of guys that think, well, if you got it all, what do you need me for? And I think that's sad.
He just said it. You're right. He just said what a lot of men are probably thinking inside. Mm-hmm. They're intimidated by strength because they're weak. And I hate to say it. But
it seems like guys they say they want to be a part of a power couple until they actually have to carry the weight in their.
Don't I know?
Don't penalize us for the very thing you say you want us to be.
And then they be like, you got too much mouth because I can feed myself.
Well, how the hell did I get to this level? Was I quiet? Was I mute?
Right.
How did I talk in these board meetings? How did I negotiate my contracts?
Well,
was I quiet?
The part is that then a woman, she wants a man that's got it going on and isn't afraid to go after that. Like, that's sexy to me because, Lisa Ray always says it all the time. I like somebody got a good business mind that gets out, makes it happen.
Yes.
And you missing out, my brother. You missing out a woman that could actually add to your portfolio instead of subtract. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing better than two people coming to the table with a lot going on. Like, you can create businesses together and really multiply, but you just seem like you want to have it going on yourself so you can dictate the rules of the relationship and run this lady.
And furthermore, and you want a dummy to raise your kids. So actually, you don't want a woman that knows how to build something on her own to raise your kids. What if she has to make a snap decision and she doesn't know how to do anything because you want somebody that don't know how to build themselves up, that doesn't know how to make something happen. Strong mothers have to know how to make something happen. Is that the type of woman that you want? Someone that doesn't come to the table with any smarts, any brains, any assets, anything? That's stupid.
Hot ass mess. All right, ladies, before we end the show, let's play a game of deal breaker or not a deal breaker.
He's a deal breaker, starting off.
All right, ladies, I'm going to throw out some scenarios and I want you to hold up deal breaker if you're not feeling it or simply.
I don't have a paper.
Me either.
5 thumbs up, thumbs down.
Okay, right. Deal breaker.
Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you're not, okay, deal breaker, thumbs down, not a deal breaker, thumbs up. All right, are y'all ready to play the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here at FOXSOUL, we spare no expense for our games here. So. Okay, men who wear t-shirts during sex, is it a deal breaker or not a deal breaker?
Oh, it's not a deal breaker.
Unanimous.
That means he got titties.
Right.
No. You might just had to get a quickie and the shirt is still on. You might be somewhere out.
You're getting a quickie real quick, but all the time, no.
I had one and come to find out he had big nipples. Okay, they was okay. They was too long.
Like them twirled. Okay.
People who chew with their mouths open. Deal breaker.
How you say no? Deal breaker.
Men who's what?
Lisa Ray, you already know she took that to what place?
Men who sit at the dinner table with their phones face down. Deal breaker or not a deal breaker?
I don't care.
Yeah, I do it
Deal
too.
breaker.
I
You
do
could be
it.
trying to focus on, the person.
Yeah. When a man prefers to split the bill during the date.
How do you go up under the screen? How do you go up under the table? How do you go all the way up under the ground?
How about friends who regularly cancel plans without a warning or explanation? They just be like, oh, sorry, girl. Oh, man, get out of here. Friends who support you on social media, but rarely come to your events. Friends who seek your advice, but do not do the same when you are in need. Okay. That's pretty obvious. Okay. Don't you hate that? When you're like always the friend for your other friends and you are there for them, but when you need their help, they are MIA. Girl, I'm busy. Like, how can you even?
Or
feel
they'll
like
listen to your story for 2 seconds and then go into theirs.
Yeah.
Or they'll go into,
well, girl, that's nice. But, and then
they'll be like, oh, with my life. Okay, ladies, I want to Vivica A. Fox, Selena Johnson, and Lisa Ray for joining me tonight. Thank you so much. Stick around for the pulse. That is coming up next. And ladies, fun times tonight.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Excellent
Always.
show, ladies.
Love our Mondays. Keep shining, Queens, and keep celebrating Women's History Month. Y'all check out tomorrow on Tamron Hall.
Oh, yes. Watch Tamron Hall. Vivica Fox will be on.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.